Okay. All right, so yes, I am at home because when I recorded the class today, Zoom decided to shut down in the middle of it. So let's see if we get through this one today. This one is almost a completely seated class today. I'm going to take it nice and easy, ease our way into this. So just start in whatever's your most comfortable seated position. And I like to scooch up towards the edge a little bit more and put my feet up. If you need to put a block or a blanket or a bolster underneath your feet, just to help make it a more comfortable sit, do that. We're just going to start with our hands resting on our lap, palms down, palms up, whichever you prefer. And take a soft gaze to the floor in front of you. If you feel comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes all the way. Unhinge the jaw. And just start to come into your breath, noticing how your breath is flowing in this moment. Is it fast or slow, deep or shallow, jagged or smooth? Just being aware, not changing it in any way, not holding it. Just starting to let go of all the things that have been going on so far today. Letting go of anything that you might still be holding on to from the last several days. Setting it all aside. It no longer serves you. Maybe even do a little body scan here. Just bringing awareness into whatever part of the body might need a little extra love or attention today. And let's take a moment here to set an intention for the practice. So that could be any goal that you might have, anything that speaks to in this moment. It can be as simple as to match breath with movement or to honor my body where it is today. Just being aware. Visualizing that intention in your mind's eye. Let's bring the hands up to heart center prayer position. Bow the head slightly deeper where we seal that intention with ourselves. Namaste. So good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is that you're watching this video. Let's start to match some breath with movement with big breath. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, either out the nose or the mouth. Let the hands float down. And exhale, release. And this time, let's take an inhale, looking up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, bring the chin down to the chest. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift the chin, looking up. Exhale, chin back down to the chest, hands down to the side. Let's drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Keeping the head tilted over to the side, take your gaze down towards the elbow. And then ear back to shoulder. Looking down towards the elbow, just getting a little rotation here. Ear back to the shoulder. And one more like that. Nose towards the elbow. Ear to shoulder. Bring that chin down to the chest. Just take a little pause here. And one more breath. Beautiful. Let's roll the left ear to the left shoulder. Make sure that shoulder isn't inching up. And we'll take a little gaze down towards the elbow, ear to shoulder. Nose pointing down, ear to shoulder. One more. Nose pointing down, ear to shoulder. Let's bring the head back up into that center neutral position. We're going to look all the way out over the right shoulder as far as we can. We'll take the left hand and very gently, just a little bit of encouragement, see if we can look further. Now, we're not trying to crack our necks here. And now we're going to offer resistance. So start to turn the head and have this hand, keep you from turning the head, strengthening the neck muscles. All right, release. Look out over the left shoulder. We'll take the right hand. See if we can turn the head just a tiny little bit more. And then offer that resistance, trying to turn the head back, strengthening those neck muscles. Perfect. And release. Let's draw some circles in the air with the nose. And then have the circles go in the other direction. And these are just little circles here to start. Fantastic. Let's take a big breath. Reach the arms up. And exhale, releasing down. We're going to bring the right hand out in front of us, make a stop sign. Very gently pull the fingers back towards the body, stretching out the wrists and the forearms. Let's take it one finger at a time. So in today's class, we focused a lot on some joint care. Point those fingers down. We focused a lot on joint care and just taking a nice gentle practice in the seat today. We'll switch hands. And then pull one finger back at a time. And point those fingertips down, stretching out the forearms. All right, big wrist circles here. Go in both directions. And let's send the hands out in front, palms up, take a big breath. And on the exhale, touch the shoulders. Inhale, reach. Exhale, touch the shoulders. Let's do that 3 more times at your own pace. Inhale, reach. Back. Reach. Back. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fingertips. Let's open up the shoulders out to the sides here. And let's draw some circles in the air with the elbows. I just like to slowly warm up the body from head to toe. Go the other direction. All right, let's find cactus arms here. Take a big inhale. And on the exhale, bring the elbows, forearms, palms together. Inhale, open. Exhale, bringing it all close. Inhale, open. And close. 2 more. Open. Together. Perfect. Let's bring the hands down into heart center. We're going to take a little twist to the left. Come back into forward facing. And we'll take a little twist to the right. Returning back into forward facing. We'll bring both hands down by our side. On the inhale, reach the right arm up. Left hand lowers tail. Taking a nice side bend. Stay here for 3 breaths. Keep both sits bones grounded evenly into the chair. Maybe extend your reach a little bit more. And with the inhale, come back up to center. Bring both arms up. And we're going to let the right arm come down to the side, left arm over. 3 big breaths here. Breath cycles. All right. Inhale, both arms up. We're going to do this a little bit more real time. So exhale, bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, release. 2 more times each side. Inhale. And release. Last one. Perfect. Bring both arms up on the inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to twist to the left. Right hand comes to the left knee. Left hand reaches back behind. If it can rest on the chair behind you, great. You can twist as deep as you like. Maybe even explore a little bit more. Breathe deep into the belly, 2 more cycles of breath. And with the next inhale, reach both arms up. And on the exhale, twist in the other direction. Look out over the right shoulder. Big breath into the belly. 2 more full cycles here. Inhale, reach the arms up, forward facing. Exhale, forward fold. Let the hands come down to the lap. Knees could be as wide apart as you like, and maybe just kind of sway from side to side here. Notice any sensation that you're feeling in the low back, whatever feels good. All right, come into stillness. Let's bring the hands so that they're hovering like parallel with the floor. They're just underneath the shoulders. With the next inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Do that again. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. 1 more. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, folding. Let the hands release down and reaching out and up. Palms come together overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just take a little moment here, a little breath. Beautiful. Let's work our way down towards the feet. We're going to start with the feet here. So we're going to lift all the toes. Hopefully you can see. So I'm going to show with my hands also, just in case my toes don't make it out. There we go. Let's lift the toes and spread them out nice and wide. Maybe even wiggle them a little bit if that feels good. And now I want you to just push only the big toe down. Let the other toes stay lifted a little bit. Take another breath. All right, now we're going to lift the big toe, and the other toes are all going to go down. So just the big toe is sticking up. Another breath here. All right, lift all the toes, and we're going to press the big toe and the little toe down into the floor, and try to keep the toes in between lifted. A little tricky. You need to bend over and use your fingers to push them down. I used to have a student that used to take a block and mash her big toe down. Whatever works for you. We're just take another breath here. All right, let's stomp out the feet. Let's send the right leg out long and straight. We're going to pull the toes back towards the body and point the toes away. So flex the foot back and point the toes away. We'll just keep doing this. And if you have an ankle injury, just let your foot rest. And just mentally, if it's not ready to point and flex yet, just mentally imagine that we're doing that. The body is going to benefit from that also. So let's draw some circles in the air with the toes. And then go the other direction. Let's lift up the leg here. We're just going to draw some circles from the knee. And reverse that direction. And we're going to work it into the hip now. Some big hip circles. So just finding what fits in your body today. Reverse that direction. And lower that foot down. So we're going to take it to the other side. Point and flex the toes. So I always like to remind my students all the time that this pointing and flexing of the toes is such a valuable exercise. We're getting movement in the ankle, but most importantly, we're flexing and stretching the calf muscle. And the calf muscle is the second most important muscle for good heart health. So doing this helps to pump the blood back to our heart. We're going to draw some circles in the air with the toes. And go the other direction. All right, let's take it to the knee. and reverse. And then we're going to take it to the hip. Start to feel the bigger muscle groups kicking in here. You might start to feel warming up a little bit. Reverse that direction. And we'll lower that foot down. It's windshield wiper the knees from side to side. You can do this fast or slow, whatever fits in your body in this moment. Send the right leg back out long and straight. Now, if you want to pull the toes back, you want to point the toes away, or just let the foot be at its natural state, that's completely up to you. Let's take a nice long spine. I would like to bring my fingertips in here about where my hip crease is, just for reference. All right, so nice long spine, take a big breath. And on the exhale, folding out over that right knee. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift up again. And this time you can let that hand slide down the leg if you want. It can stop at the knee, the shins, the ankles, or the toes, whatever works for you. Extending the leg. 3 more breaths. Fantastic. Keep that leg long and extended. Bring yourself back up to an upright seated position. We're going to inhale, reach the left arm up. And then lower. All right, now imagine that the hand and the foot are connected. So as we inhale, the arm lifts, and so does the foot. Exhale, lower. Now you're lifting that leg to wherever you're comfortable. This isn't a tryout for the New York City Rockettes. We're just trying to keep the back straight. If you notice that you're curving to compensate for the leg lifting, don't lift the leg as high and keep the back straight. 2 more. And 1 more. Beautiful. And just let that one come in and rest. Maybe massage it out. Let's take a big breath. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, lower the hands back down. All right, we're going to send the other leg out. And again, yogi's choice, toes pointed, flex, neutral. I just like to feel those reference points here in the hip flexors. Take a big breath. On the exhale, folding out over that knee. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, hinge at the hips, coming forward. Inhale, lift. And on this fold, that hand can slide down the leg to wherever you want to. Just take that rest here. We'll just stay with some breath. Two more cycles of breath here, please. All right, with the next inhale, bring yourself back up to an upright seated position. Pull that leg in. Let's take a big inhale. And exhale, hands come back down to your side. Let's do a little sun salutation. We'll start with the sun breath. Inhale, reach the arms up, palms come together. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the left. Lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Reach the arms out and up. Bring the palms together and release the hands at heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Reach arms out and up. Come back up to seated. Palms come together. Rest at heart center. We'll do one more just like this. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway. And then fold. Reaching and stretching the arms out and up. Palms come together. Hands rest at heart center. So now we're going to do that. This is kind of our base, and we'll keep building from there. This is one of the things I love to do in the chair, is just start to play with some different movements. So reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. On the next inhale, come back up to seated, but bring that right knee with you. Exhale, release. Reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come back up to seated. Bring the other leg with you. And release. Inhale, reach the arms up. Forward fold. Lift halfway on the inhale. And then release on the exhale. This time, sweep the arms out and up. Right hand grabs left wrist, very gently pulls you over to the right. Inhale to center, and very gently pulls you over to the left. Inhale to center, and exhale, hands to heart center. Reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Reach the arms out and up. This time on the exhale, right hand comes forward, left hand goes back, matador twist. Inhale, come back into center. Exhale, twist in the other direction. So now we're really using the abdominals here. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, hands rest at heart. Reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Now make sure that the feet are about hips distance apart. On the next inhale, we're going to find a chair pose. So press the feet into the floor. Pull the belly back in towards the spine. Keep the back as straight as you can. Reaching the arms up. Feel the activation. 2 more breaths. You know, chair pose in a chair isn't any easier. I actually think it's a little harder. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good job. Let's shake it all out. Grab a drink of water or whatever your beverage of choice is. Fantastic. All right, so one thing I like to do is called a blast off. And this is a really beneficial exercise. So it helps strengthen pretty much our whole core, especially these hip flexors. So a lot of the students that I work with have difficulty standing up and sitting down easily. So this is a way to keep that skill going. Nobody wants to get stuck on a toilet, you know what I mean? So we want to be able to rise up. So there's 2 ways that you can do this, and I'm going to show you how to do them first. Is one, if you are able today to stand all the way up, and then take a nice, slow, controlled sit. That's the important part, is we don't want to just plop into the chair. We want to take a nice, controlled up and down. If standing all the way up is not in your practice today, then press the feet into the floor, and it's almost like the chair pose that we just did. We're going to push in as if we were standing. We're going to feel that core engaged, lifting the arms up, and then relaxing. You can see that I was really pushing into the floor. I could feel myself lifting up out of the chair. And so we do that. So today we're just going to do 10. But if 5 is only in your practice today, then just do 5. Every week we're going to add on and get more and more. So it may be that 5 are standing and 5 are seated. Maybe only 3 total of whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do you. This is all good. And just keep it nice and controlled. So let's get ready to take a big breath. Exhale it out the mouth. All right, here we go. 1 and 2. So you're like, yeah, this is really easy, Sunny. I don't understand this, but you'll get it. I had students one time want to go all the way up to 30, and we never did that again. But if you're looking for an easy way to get some cardio without going for a run, do 30 of these. You'll feel it. When we start getting up to like 16, you're going to be like, whoa. All right, 1 more. Whether you're seated or standing, Good job. I didn't lose my blanket. I was sliding my blanket off, so that was the shock. All right, just kind of shake it out a little bit. Whew. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. Try to remember. Let's take our right leg and we're going to bring it out over the right side of the chair. So I'm trying to remember everything we did this morning in class. So we're going to press that foot into the floor. The heel is intersected. We're going to walk the left leg out. So let's start so it's right out in front of us and find that comfortable open extension here. So if you have a hip replacement or some hip injuries, keep it more towards the front. If it feels safe in your hip, you can extend a little more. We're not trying to go all the way out to the side though, or rotating this thigh in. Well, this thigh is rotating out towards this pinky toe. And if we had the foot in too much, we can't really put the weight in. So we really want the knee stacked on top of the ankle and pressing the foot in. All right, reach both arms up. Try to bring the hips and the shoulders towards the front. And then extend the arms out to the side. Keeping the hips and shoulders rotating forward, take your gaze out over the right fingertips. So finding your warrior two pose. Check in with the shoulders. Maybe we need to flip the palms up and then turn the palms back down. Maybe that lower the shoulders. One more breath. All right, let's lift the right hand up. And we're going to lean forward, scoop the air. Left hand comes to the left thigh. Right hand overhead for a peaceful warrior. Take 3 breaths here. All right, inhale, return to warrior two. Bend the right elbow, bring it to the thigh, reach the left arm over, extend fingertips to toes, long stretch here. Take that left arm, draw a big circle in the air one direction, and a big circle in the air the other direction. Inhale, lift back up into warrior two for 2 full breaths. Check in with the grounding of that right foot, see if you can press it in, activate the legs, and then release. All right, just come into a wide-legged sit, forward facing. We're gonna play with those feet and ankles again. So on the inhale, lift up to the toes, and then lower down the heels. And then lift, and lower, lift, and lower. 2 more, lift, lower, and lift, and lower. Let's get a shoulder stretch. So we're going to dip the right shoulder down towards the center, stretching out the upper shoulder, upper back. 1 more breath. And then we'll switch sides. Take the other shoulder towards the center, reaching in. 1 more big breath. And then come back up. We're going to take it to the other side now. So bring that left foot over to the side. We're going to walk that right leg out, finding that safe position. Sorry, I am really dry. We had a plumbing issue and we have a lot of fans and dehumidifiers going right now. It's been a day, and I just feel like I'm just eating dust. So we're going to turn that knee inwards while this knee rotates out towards the pinky toe here. We're going to try to take the chest and the hips as far forward. It's not going to be an equal thing because we really want to protect that hip. You could turn forward more if you walk that foot in, because that's safer. It's not safe to have that leg that far out and turning yourself that way. So just keep some of these things in mind when you're working on your alignment. All right, reach the arms up. And on the exhale, extend fingertips as if we were going to touch the opposite sides of the room here. Take your gaze, your drishti, out over your middle finger of your left hand. So drishti means your focal point, your focus. 2 more breaths. Pull the belly in towards the spine. Check your posture. Make sure we're pressing this left foot into the floor. Now flip the left palm up, lean forward, scoop the air, peaceful warrior. And stay here for 3 breaths. Most excellent. Inhale, come back up. Let's bend that left arm, bring it to the thigh, reach the right arm over, reach and stretch. Let's take a big circle in one direction with the arm and a big circle in the other direction with the arm. And then inhale, bring yourself all the way back up. We're gonna come forward facing again, wide-legged sit, take those knees nice and wide, and let's reach the arms up. And on the exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heels, coming into a goddess pose variation. So let's take a flying goddess here. So inhale, heels touch the floor, fingertips reach up. Exhale, pulling it together. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bend. 2 more. Fantastic. Lower those heels. Keep your arms in this goalpost position. And we're going to dip over to the right. Back up. Feel those intercostal muscles kick in. Kick over to the, or lean over to the left. Come back up. We're going to do it 2 more times each side. It's a great way to build some serious core strength here. As it might get easier for you, you can always add weights, you can add reps, if that's your goal. I like to do these and throw these in because they help a lot with balance. All right, let's release the arms and shake them out. So these intercostal muscles help us a lot with our balance. When we lean over to get something, we want to be strong enough to support ourselves and keep ourselves up. So let's roll out those shoulders. We haven't done that yet. All right, let's pull the shoulders all the way up to the ears and rotate back and then down and circling back up again and back. Shoulder blades come towards each other, sliding down. 2 more. Up and around. Now let's try to train the shoulders to release that tension. This is really one of the first places that we hold a lot of tension in. So we're going to squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears and then drop. And then that 2 more times. Inhale, squeeze and tense up. And then drop. Last one. Inhale, squeeze. And drop. Beautiful. So let's take those circles in the air with the nose again. And maybe, if it feels safe, you can take bigger circles this time. And take it nice and slow so that you're really aware if there's any crunching, grinding, things that don't feel good in the neck. Go the other direction. One more time around. Come back into center. All right, I'm going to switch closer because this is one of my fun things to do here. So for my chair yoga, well, actually all my yoga classes, we do brain yoga too. Maybe you've seen some of this online. So we're going to start with the fingers. So we're going to touch fingers to index, thumbs to index fingers, thumb to middle fingers, thumb to ring fingers, thumb to pinky fingers. And just kind of keep rolling back and forth. Or index, middle, ring, pinky, ring, middle, index. All right, now we're gonna get tricky. One hand, the index finger is gonna touch the thumb, and the other hand is gonna be the pinky to the thumb. All right, and then we're gonna roll through. So that when we end, it's just the opposite. And you may find this really challenging and be like, oh, what's happening? Just breathe through it, take your time. So we're working on the left and right side of the brain, keeping the flow of information going. Oh, I thought I messed it up. I just keep going through. Anytime we do things opposite on the different sides of the body, I keep thinking I'm messing up. I did mess up. Okay, and then shake it out. Anytime that we're doing things on the opposite side, it's almost like when we were a kid and we would tap our head and rub our bellies. Like these are really good activities for the brain. keeping everything going. We want to keep the communication open in the brain. So this one's a fun one. We're going to hammer, 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 hammer. All right. Take the other hand and hammer on that side. All right. Now we're going to saw. Saw with one hand. And then saw with the other. So yeah, these are a little unconventional. You don't always see these in your other classes, but I think they're so important. So now we're going to hammer and saw. Hammer with one hand, saw with the other. And then switch. You might have to stop and think about it like I just did there. You can tell it's the end of the day. And then switch again. And you're going to feel like you're hammering with the saw hand and you're sawing with the hammer. Just keep practicing. It is better. It does get better. See if you can do a little faster. Hammer and saw, and then hammer and saw. Good job. Good job. Yeah, these are a lot of fun. These are really, really super good for us to explore here. So let's take a little breath practice. We're just going to bring our hands to our belly. We're going to breathe deep into the belly. When the inhale and on the exhale, we're going to release it from the mouth. So take a big breath in. You can close your eyes. You can set your gaze to the floor. Big inhale through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. Squeeze the belly in. So we're like pushing the air out. So when we inhale, exhale. Breathe out the mouth. Inhale into the belly. Exhale out the mouth. 3 more like this. Really push that last bit of air out. One more like this. Very nice. Just starting to cool things down a little bit. There's one more, a couple more actually that I forgot to do. We're doing good. We're just going to take it nice and slow. It's nothing super energetic. Talking about doing the right and the left side of the brain, we also want to cross the midline. So anywhere where the hands or the feet are going to opposite sides. So we're going to take the right hand and we're going to reach and stretch over to the left as if you're grabbing something off of a table. And we're going to pull it back and reach back to the right behind us. Okay. And then we're going to come forward, reach and stretch it. Really put your lean into it, pull it back, reach back behind us. 3 more. Reach it forward and pull it all the way back. Reach forward. Pull it all the way back. And we have our last one. Reach forward. And pull it all the way back. We'll bring that hand back in. Just kind of rest the arm and the shoulder a little bit. Maybe notice if there's a little difference from one side or the other. Sometimes we feel it. We'll reach with the left hand over to the right, pulling it all the way back. Always makes me think of when we were in middle school and passing notes, right? Reaching forward, stretch and reach back. 3 more. And I thought to myself, like kids these days, they're not really passing notes anymore. They're sending texts in real time. You don't have to worry about the teacher getting the notes and reading it to the class. Last one. And pull it all the way back. All right, come back into center facing. Just kind of feel the body just settling in, maybe grounding a little bit here. Noticing if there's any difference. And we're just going to move through a cat-cow. So inhale, arch the back. And on the exhale, round out the spine, chin comes to the chest. Inhale, arching. And exhale, rounding. Inhale, lift. And exhale round and just go at your own pace. Take about 5 more breaths here. Be present in the pause, either at the top of the breath or the bottom of the breath. I've lost count, so we're going to do 2 more. That might be right. It might be 1 too many. Really nice. Come back up into that neutral spine. And we're going to tick-tock from side to side. Make sure the movement is coming all the way from the hips. This is just a little way to feel some sensation in the hip joints here. Not lifting up when we go side to side. And then we're going to take a full torso circle. So coming forward, take it nice and slow. And leaning back. We don't want to touch the chair, but we want to lean back almost as if we were. So make sure you're on the front edge. Just taking it nice and slow, round and round. And then let's reverse the direction. And one more time around. Let's come back up into center. Now we've done the cat-cow where we have the whole spine. Now we want to isolate it a little bit more. So bring your hands to the bottom of the ribs. All right, it's just imagine that everything from the hands down is going to stay still and steady as much as possible. So we're isolating this in the thoracic spine, the upper part of the spine, the rib area. So when we're going to turn around like we did those torso circles, but we're doing thoracic circles, right? There should be a real official name for this. If you know it, email it to me. But we're trying to keep the bottom part still and just rotating around these mid ribs. This part gets really stiff. And go the other direction. I think when I started doing this pose, it took a lot of concentration. So if you're feeling the same way, I understand. One more time around. All right, come back into center. Let's take a big stretch. Reach the arms up overhead and just find the stretch that fits into your body. Maybe there's a little back bend, maybe there's some side bends, maybe there's some twisting, anything that feels good. Just find some nice organic movement here. Shaking it out, move the head, the neck, make any movement in the rest of the body. All right. Just take about 5 more breaths, making whatever organic movement feels good to you. Or maybe there's a pose you want to stretch out into or move into for a moment. I'll let you take the time to do that before we really bring it down. Okay, come back into your seat. And I like to exercise the eyes a lot here too. The eyes are the muscle most directly connected to the brain. And we have a lot of eye strain going on. We're looking at devices, phones, computers, tablets, reading, driving, bad lighting in offices, television, name it. Like our eyes are just really just needing a little extra love and attention. So I'm having that here. So we're going to start first. Just take your gaze forward. And without moving your head, look all the way up like you're trying to see your eyebrows. So looking as high up as you can. Maybe see if you can look even a little higher. And without moving, and it's hard, the chin wants to follow, right? And without moving your head, Look all the way out over, see if you can see your right earlobe. Don't turn your head, because wherever the eyes go, the head wants to follow. So we're trying not to do that. Taking our eyes as far right as we can. And without moving the head, take the eyes as far left as you can. There's a lot of research done lately on this eye movement and for treatment of PTSD and trauma. Without moving your head, look down at your chin. It's definitely something I wanna learn more on. It just fascinates me. And then from here, roll the eyes into a big circle. And you can do this eyes open or closed, whichever feels better. Some people get dizzy rolling their eyes with their eyes open, and then reverse direction. So it's okay to close them here. Just keep those eyes going round and round. All right, let's take our hands, create some heat. And then lay them over the eye sockets. Take a few breaths here. You can just let the hands rest there, the warmth over the eyes and the sinuses, the cheeks. If you want to fit in a facial massage, it's completely up to you. We'll stay here for about 4 more breaths, either in stillness or that massage, whichever you like. And last breath here. Fantastic. Release. Put that light back in slowly. We're going to make our way to our Shavasana. So however you'd like to spend your final pose of the practice, you can stay in the chair, you can lay on the floor, you can lay on the floor, put your feet on the chair, you can put your feet up on another chair, whatever feels best to you. And if you're in a brightly lit room, go ahead and dim the lights. You know, I teach a chair class on Saturday mornings too, and I have one student who practices in her bedroom, so she just lays down on her bed for Shavasana, and a fellow lays down on the sofa, and I love it. Like, they're comfortable, and they're really able to just, so I want you to do the same. Dim the lights, grab an eye pillow if you want to, a blanket, curl up, get comfortable. The good thing is that you're home, and you could even turn off the computer if you wanted to now and just go to sleep or take a long extended Shavasana. If that's the case, I'll see you next week, or you can stay with me. It's completely up to you. Just make yourself in whatever is your most comfortable, supported position. I feel like I'm here with you. Let the eyes close. Let the eyes roll back away from the eyelids again. And just noticing your breath, noticing how it's showing up in your body right now in this moment. And scanning the body from head to toe, seeing if there's any places that you might still be holding on to any little bit of tension. If you find any of these places in your body, just imagine sending your breath to that particular body part. Honor any places that have any pain or limitation or emotional injury. Send it some love. Softening the crown of your head. Softening your forehead. Softening your eyebrows and the space between the eyebrows. Soften your temples and your cheeks and unhinge the jaw. Imagine sending your breath to the back of your neck. And as you exhale, allow the breath to travel over the shoulders, The upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, and the wrists, the hands and the fingers. With the next inhale, imagine your breath going to the top of the spine, top of the back, so that as you exhale, the breath travels down the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, softening the upper back muscles, the mid back muscles, the low back muscles. Feeling your body sinking into the surface that is supporting you, whatever it is. Imagine breathing into your throat sensor. So as you exhale, you soften the collarbones, soften the heart center, soften the ribs, soften the upper abdominals and the lower abdominals. The only movement now being the breath entering and exiting the body. And then breathing in and all around the hip sockets. Allow that breath to travel over the thighs, to the knees, to the shins and calves, the ankles, the feet, and each and every toe. Feel the weight of the whole body softening, growing heavy, sinking into whatever surface is supporting you. And just for a little while, stay here in stillness, in silence, so that anytime the mind starts to wander, bring your attention back to each inhale and each exhale. Staying present, allowing that breath to be the anchor here. And release yourself into this pose. Receive the flow of this moment until I start to talk you back out of it again. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from above. Begin to bring your attention back into the room with deeper, fuller breaths. And start to make small wiggles with your fingers and wiggles with your toes. Very slowly allow that movement to travel to the wrists and the ankles. Gently turn your head from one side and then the other. And then slowly start to explore some bigger, gentle movements, stretching, knees to chest, twisting, folding, whatever calls to you. Taking your time, nice and easy. Each breath, deeper awareness. It's always like that saying, each breath is like a love note to your body. So lots of love notes here, lengthy proses, right? So if you're lying on the floor or lying somewhere on a bed or a sofa, just gently make your way to one side. Doesn't matter which one. Supporting the head with the arm or a pillow, whichever you prefer. Just take a moment here to thank your body for showing up for you today in whatever capacity that was. And to thank yourself for making the time to do this practice. And we all struggle with that. Maybe even reconnect with that intention that you set at the beginning of class. And then gently bring yourself back up into any comfortable seated position. So if you're on the floor and you want to stay on the floor, you're in the chair and you're already here, it's fine. If you're on a sofa or bed and you want to sit up right where you're at, perfect. And let's close our practice with a shared breath. So inhale, reach the arms up overhead, our gaze to our palms as we bring them together. On the exhale, release the hands, the heart center, eyes closed, head slightly bowed. I'm so grateful that you shared this practice with me today. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free, and may we all live in peace. Thank you so much. Thanks for bearing with me with some of these technical things as they get worked out. If you have any special requests or any questions about anything, you know how to reach me. You can message me, you can email me, whatever works for you. I hope that this served you well, and that hopefully I'll keep sending you the recordings and maybe you'll get to practice live with us too. I'd love to see your faces. Hope you have a great day. Bye.